This is a second episode of our two-part series on how to start a lawn care business. You guys, if you haven't checked out part one, make sure you do that. The link is in the description below or hit the thumbnail right there. This is a progress update and this episode is gonna be amazing. Nick, what's been the best marketing tool for you in terms of return on your investment? Did that work out well as far as the budget at 25 grand? What would be one of the most profitable tools in this lawn care business?
This is right here on the side. I can just pull it off and start using it.
Right. Any reason you're renting it and not buying it at this point?
How many square feet? 600? Probably just one.
Just one?
This month we're bringing in gross 15,000.
Easy breezy. We'll make some money. Nick, good morning.
Morning. How's it going?
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself for those that haven't seen episode one, about what you're doing here and what are we after?
Okay. Yeah, so my name's Nic Reed. I'm starting my own franchise of Augusta Lawn Care Services. You guys might have seen Mike Andy's episode on how he started the entire thing. But yeah, this is just a progress update on the journey of me going through my first year.
Awesome. And what's your typical day look like at this point? And today, walk us through what we're going to do.
So today we have to go pick up some product at Home Depot. We got to go to the rental place, pick up a rental, and then we'll be at the job site for most of the day. And
you mentioned we're going to do an estimate as well.
Yeah, we do have one estimate to go drive by and do, but a typical day, it's basically as soon as the sun rises, I'm out and about, and then, you know, as soon as it sets, I'm back at home doing office work.
Man, that's a full day. Okay, you guys, we're going to go to Home Depot. We're going to go to a rental business. We're going to ask questions about the type of equipment you're looking to buy, looking to rent, why. It's going to be fun. Let's do it. We're just loading up. You always come home and take this stuff into the garage. Obviously, probably just it doesn't get stolen or something.
Yeah, maybe so it doesn't get stolen, but also just to keep it out of the weather.
Right.
I just feel like it's better for the equipment, even though I use it in the rain all the time, just to, you know, just to increase its longevity.
Nice. You got all these fancy jacks and shelves that we showed you guys with Mike's episode.
Oh yeah.
So check that one out so you can see how they're utilizing being lean and mean with this stuff.
Yeah,
look at that.
It's all about efficiency, right?
Okay.
Like I can show up to a job site, hop out of the truck. This is right here on the side. I can just pull it off and start using it.
Right.
Same with the blower, and
that's neat.
It just saves the inside of the truck just for debris.
Yep. You don't never have to get in to take the equipment out.
Exactly. Yeah, the more jobs you can get done in a day, the more money you make, right?
Yep. That's right, you guys. Here we are at Home Depot with Nick. Nick, what are we doing here?
So we got a couple things to get, just some landscape fabric and staples.
Okay. Is the job site for today requiring this material, or are you kind of looking ahead?
Yeah, for today.
For today, okay.
So let's see. Basically just getting weed barrier. Yeah,
You need one roll or just two?
How many square feet? 600? Probably just one.
Just one? Staples right here.
You got him?
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it. Easy breezy. Let's go make some money.
Thank you for shopping at the Home Depot.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay, so where are we going next? Just so we know, we're going to...
Yeah, so we'll head right across the freeway to the rental shop and gonna rent a sod cutter for the day.
Any reason you're renting it and not buying it at this point?
Yeah, asset utilization. So I don't use a sod cutter every day. I use it like once a month, maybe. So it wouldn't make sense for me to buy something that's $1,500 to $3,000 when I barely ever use it. So yeah, it's a lot easier just to rent it just for the one-time job. And then in the future, whenever we do a lot more of that stuff, I can own it. But at this stage, you know, it's just these few tools is what I need.
What's most important? Okay. Yep. Yeah, we'll dive into the tools. So let's hop in and head over.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so we're here at the rental place, right? So you're renting...
the sod cutter.
Sod cutter, okay.
Yeah, basically so I could take 2 inches off of the lawn area, and then we're gonna haul that debris or get rid of it all, and then we're gonna put landscape fabric and fill in the space with pea gravel.
Okay.
Just so I can put like a raised garden bed.
Right. So it looks like we're about $150 out.
Is that for you?
Thanks, man.
So you obviously factor this cost into your job, right? $150.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because essentially if the client that I'm working for was to do it themselves, they would also be paying for the rental fee. So
Right.
that's, yeah, unfortunately it's not a cost that I can eat. Right.
Right. No, I mean, that's a huge cost.
Yep.
So if you didn't have this piece of equipment, Nick, what's the other alternative? Basically shoveling it?
Yeah. And you know, I'm doing an area that's a few hundred square feet and you wouldn't really want to hand shovel it all.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It would really take a toll on your wrist.
Voila.
The right equipment for the job definitely makes all the difference, right?
Right.
You know, because I would have to budget so many more hours if I was to hand shovel it all.
Yeah.
And it would end up being more expensive than with the rental.
That's right. No, it makes sense. You got to have the right tools for the right job. If you enjoy listening to successful people sharing their insights and tips, then you will absolutely enjoy our podcast that we are about to release. Now, once we go live, it'll be your chance to hear from these amazing people sharing their journey to success. Make sure that you subscribe to our email list so you know exactly when episodes are released by going to upflip.com/podcast. While we're here, actually, let me ask you, what would be one of the most profitable tools in this lawn care business? You know, is it necessarily the most expensive ones, or what's important? What can you start with?
I mean, the very minimum, you're going to need a mower and a weed whacker, right? And a blower to go along with that. But you can start mowing properties with that. And just with those three pieces of equipment, if I wasn't doing anything else, I could have 15 mows a day, 5 days a week, and be making hundreds of dollars a day off of all of those.
Show me one of the cheapest tools, but actually one of the most profitable ones in the truck.
Yeah.
What would that be?
So I would say either the shovel or the leaf rake.
That's it?
Yeah, you can clean up anything with this, and it was $20 tried and true. And same with the shovel. You can do a lot with it. You can load product, you can shovel out new product, you can clear out garden beds, you know, put the new product in. So
yeah, I think let's go back in the store. I think that's the whole point, right? It's not the $300 mower or the $2,000 mower. It's the shovel and the rake.
Yep. You know, it's a common misconception in this industry is that you need a lot of nice equipment to start. You really just need a few basic hand tools, and you can grow into the bigger stuff as you scale.
In terms of scaling and growing a little bit, what's important to have? We're standing here surrounded by a bunch of cool looking stuff. What would you go after? What would you recommend? If you've got the basics, what's next?
Well, one would be a chainsaw.
Okay.
I could use that to cut bigger stuff. I already have a pull saw, smaller for limbs and stuff. And I mean, in terms of scaling, it's, I guess to answer your question, it would be numbers of tools. So it's the same tools that I have, but just more of them, right? Like if I'm going to have 5 people out mowing, I need 5 blowers, I need 5 trimmers, I need 5 mowers. Honestly, the model that I'm going with is pretty simple. We're not doing a lot of big construction stuff where I would need backhoes and, you know, other massive equipment. So
keeping it small.
Yep. All right. So right now we're going to go do a quick drive-by estimate. That means I'm not going to meet with the client. I'm basically just going to go to their property, take a look around, and it's going to be a mowing estimate. So I'll just get an idea of if there's any obstacles or things that we need to watch out for, and then I'll type it up later when I get home. All right, so I just pulled up to the place that we're going to be doing the estimate for, and basically I'm just going to walk around the property and I make sure that there's no large obstacles that are going to really slow the crew down once we're there. And basically we go by square footage if it's all really easy access, but if there's hills or if there's a trampoline or there's a bunch of trees that we have to trim and go around, I have to factor those things in as well. And this is a estimate for recurring mowing, weeding, and I believe that's it. unfortunately, I can't bring the camera along to show you guys the process. This is a new client. I haven't met them before, and so I think to show up on their property with cameras would be a bit intrusive. So we'll be back in a bit.
We have published a comprehensive guide on how to start a lawn care business from scratch. Make sure you check it out. There's everything from how to start from zero, how to grow it, how to scale it, and be successful in the lawn care business. The link is in the description below down there, or check out upflip.com/blog. You started with a $25,000 budget, right?
Yeah.
That's on the first episode where we introduced Nic. As you are here now, did that work out well as far as the budget at 25 grand, or did you have to make some concessions, adjustments, or did you break it down for us just once again, how that was utilized?
After everything was all said and done and I started marketing, I had around 8,000 left.
Okay.
And so I think in marketing, since I've started, I've probably spent around 3,000. And that, that was since January, and I've slowly ramped up that expense as time's gone on, because now there's a big demand for, people's lawns getting mowed, stuff starting to grow. Yeah, so I had about 8 grand left, and I spent 3 of that. So I've had 5 left in the bank, which is good just for when I do need to hire an employee. Mm-hmm. Because we send out our invoices at the end of the month, and sometimes you don't see the money from the month prior to a week or 2 into the next month.
I see.
So it's good to have some cash on hand, just so I'm not down to zero and not paying someone. This month we're bringing in gross 15,000.
Okay.
Right around 15,000. And I haven't calculated everything, but I know we're well above 50% profit margin. So
gotcha.
Because I don't have a lot of overhead right now, I'm in a good position to start marketing more and to hire someone whenever I can.
Good numbers. I think that's the owner welcoming us into the backyard.
Excellent. This pea gravel and brick garden area, we're looking at continuing it. So we're not going to do the brick part, but we're just going to do the dirty work. We're going to cut in, and they want to taper the brick off there and kind of run it around here and do probably, I think that we're going to do a curve and then run it straight and then run it to the fence.
Cool.
So, and then all of this grass is going to come out, and we're going to dump it over there, lay it out flat on the ground, and then we'll install road fabric and then put pea gravel on top of it.
Okay. Unfortunately, we won't see that today because it's a big job, but
yeah.
We'll keep asking those questions. What's the most expensive or factor of running this business? Like, what costs the most to keep going?
The most I would say for me right now is marketing.
What is that for you on month 3 or month 4 going?
Total since I've started, I've spent around 3,000. And I've kind of slowed down my ads a little bit because I'm booked out 3 weeks, and right now I'm spending money on advertising to try to find an employee. But that is where I spend most of my money. All my equipment expenses, it's all really minimal. I haven't had to do any kind of maintenance. It's basically just fuel for the truck. It's really lean right now.
That makes sense. Yeah. Mike Andes was with us when we introduced you. Is he actively involved in your day-to-day up to this point, even now? How is he helping you grow the business? And I guess to follow up on that, if he wasn't involved, how do you think it would be different?
Not on a day-to-day level. So all of the client interactions and everything I do basically all month is on me. But we do a monthly coaching call, which is really nice. Okay. So at the end of the month, I just save any questions that I had in my head or that had just popped up from the month prior. It's like a Q&A session. He answers all my questions, like, cool. And then I go on to the next month. And
how helpful is that?
It's extremely helpful. Yeah, it kind of keeps me going in the right direction, because sometimes, like, if I don't know my marketing budget or what I should be spending at a certain point in time, we can discuss that, and it kind of like recenters me. It's like, okay, now, like, I have a better idea of what I'm doing going forward.
Right. So having that mentor is critical.
Yeah.
Did you know that 81% of consumers rely on online research before making a purchase decision? 50% of consumers end up going to a store within 24 hours, out of which 20% end up making a purchase within a day. This means that if you don't have a website, or if your current one is poorly designed, you're missing out on a big chunk of the market. But don't worry, you guys, because Modern Web Media, our sponsor for today's video, is there to help you create and optimize websites that rank on search engines and help you generate more sales for your business. And by the way, don't worry about your budget. You know why? Because today they're offering a 20% discount on all of their packages if you use the coupon code UpFlip. So head on over to modernwebmedia.com right now and see what they have for you. The link is in the description below. As far as clients, how many regular clients do you have now? And you said you're ramping up the prospecting for new ones. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so recurring clients, mowing services on a weekly basis, I have around 15.
Okay. It's pretty good, wouldn't you say, right? I mean,
yeah,
month 3.
It's about a day or two,
Okay.
a day and a half worth of mowing just for myself. But that's what I want to ramp up for. I want to start getting more of that recurring services coming in. Projects is basically to fill the schedule while things were kind of slow.
Okay.
So I really want to like transition and hammer in on that.
You want to stay busy in the recurring stuff throughout the summer.
Yep. I want to grow a client base because projects, it's not really a client base. It's, you know, just kind of one-off jobs. But if I can extract value from a client on a recurring basis for the whole season, that's a lot more valuable. In terms of when I scale, I can have an employee go do all the mows for 5 days a week, and then I can have another truck and trailer just for this year. That's part of my plan. And I can go be doing projects or estimates during the week.
Okay. Nick, what's been the best marketing tool for you in terms of return on your investment? What are you using?
So Google search ads and Google local services. I get notifications on my phone. It says new client calls. And then like 5 minutes later, I'll get a notification that says new estimate scheduled from the command center. So it's really cool. I see a lot of those, but Google search results, because this time of year, people are searching for mowing. And, you know, if I'm paying to be up on the search results list, they're going to click on my website.
Well, let's dive into the details just a little bit. Like, what does that look like? What are some tips and tricks in doing that properly? They're
both different, Google local services and Google ads. I do it all myself, but Mike puts out tutorials on like how it should look and kind of a rough idea of what you should be doing for this time of year.
Okay.
And so you set the budget. You can pick the area, the radius in which you want to target. Facebook, you can target financial like income. So you can say the upper 50% of people, because those are the people that are more likely to spend on lawn care.
I see, okay.
But yeah, you pick your radius, you set your budget per day, and it basically just shows it to whoever searches.
And that's been the two best tools for you. You doing anything else that's...
I'm doing Facebook and Nextdoor as well. But those are the 4. Local services, Google Ads, Nextdoor, and Facebook.
But the top would be the first 2 you mentioned.
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah, this time of year, for sure.
On a weekly basis, what are you bringing in as far as average per customer, would you say, on those repeat ones? What does that look like?
I do, a lot of the mows I do are pretty small. So they're $32 a week.
Okay. Per customer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and so... you know, some are more. I have some that are like 70, and then 32 is the lowest. But I mean, if I had to average all of that, I would say probably between 500 and 700.
Okay.
Just based off of those. And that's 2 days worth of clients for mowing. The idea is so I can start dumping a lot more money into marketing starting April. Like I've been slowly ramping up, but I want to start like just pouring fuel on the fire. And I also need an employee to help me with that. And I guess that's what's kind of slowing me down right now is like right now I'm booked out until April 15th. I don't have enough work, or I don't have enough manpower, to handle all the work.
How do you stay in touch with clients? Do you use the software as a spreadsheet or just basic phone and you know who they are?
Yeah, Service Autopilot, the CRM that we use, client relationship management.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's through the whole franchise.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so mine's completely separate, obviously. I have like 100 people in my database right now. And that I can send my estimates, all the jobs and the invoices, like that basically takes care of everything.
Nice.
And then if I just have to talk to a client separately, I'll just send them an email from my business email. But I'd say 95% of the customer interaction goes through Service Autopilot. Starting out with all of the stuff inside that CRM is going to help down the road when I have 7,000 people in the CRM, and
it's a big number.
And I don't have to transfer all of that information over from another one that I used when I was small.
Right. If you want to sponsor our next video, make sure you email us to sponsorship@upflip.com and we will get back to you pronto. Let's talk briefly about hiring. You mentioned that a little bit in your struggle there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking to pay? Tell us. I mean, imagine I'm the employee, so what's my qualification? What are you looking for in terms of the person?
Preferably someone that has done some kind of laborious job, because it can be really physically demanding. And a lot of people, if they haven't done that before, they might quit early on. And I need someone that I can have confidence in and just hire first and get it right the first time. Because I can't really afford to be hiring and firing, and I just need someone to hire and stick with me. And it's a tall order at this current stage. That's why I'm having a difficult time.
What's the hourly rate that you're offering? Or
so it's not hourly, but you know, here in our market, we're doing 18 base pay, and then we do performance pay. So 33% of labor revenue from all the jobs.
Okay.
Opportunity to make a lot of money if you want to work hard, and someone that's willing to learn and just willing to do whatever it takes, because a lot of this job's not glamorous.
I know, Pacific Northwest, we're working under the rain.
Yeah.
Right now it's thankfully stopping, but that's pretty cool. Okay, well, I hope that you do find the right people and keep doing that. What aspect of growing your company do you think you should be more focused on in the next year or two?
In the next year, it's going to be marketing and hiring. You know, next year we're looking at having 4 people. This year, I'm just looking to get one other person to work with me throughout the course of the year. But the equipment, I'm only planning on getting another truck and a trailer, and then just what other hand tools and small stuff that I use here. So not a lot on the equipment side, but just dumping money into marketing and really getting the name out there.
Yeah, you keep bringing that up, and I guess that's a very important part, just marketing and recurring revenue with the basic services. Okay.
Spend money to make money.
There you go.
Yep.
Anything that comes to mind in terms of what you wish you would have known that you know now that you can share with our audience?
I guess mistakes that I've been making recently is thinking that I can do more than I can. I was really banking on having help at this time, and I scheduled a bunch of projects that takes more than one person to finish in a day. So those get pushed over. Obviously they have to get done, but I have projects scheduled the next day, and I can't move things around with different people. It's all on me.
Right.
So basically my one free day a week, which is Sunday, just for the last 3 weeks, has just been getting filled with overflow projects that I have to wrap up.
It's a lot of work, you guys.
Yeah.
So the mistake is, what do they say, biting off more than you can chew?
Yeah. I'm trying to grow really fast and make as much money as possible. And, I'm scheduling a job that maybe would take 1.5 days. I'm scheduling it all for 1 day and trying to finish it just so I can schedule another one the next day. And so, yeah, I think I need to be a bit more lenient on that for myself until I get help.
Right. Well, that's a progress update for you guys about Nic. Nic, we wish you all the success. Thank you for sharing your tips and tricks and kind of what you've learned already. And awesome. Thank you for your time. Sorry for us to hold you back. You got a big project behind you.
No worries. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you. Well, there you go, guys. That is a wrap for another progress update for Nic's success story. He's not quite there yet. As you can see, there's a lot of work involved, and he's a very hard worker, and we know you guys are too. So hope you enjoyed this update. Comment below with any questions, anything you guys want us to showcase, any other business to feature. We're here for you. We read all that. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do so right now. Hit that like button. And thank you so much for watching.